Chapter 6, prepared by Rochelle P. Solitario, BLIS 3A. Experimental research. Experimental research is the most rigorous of our research methods and is arguably the best method for testing cause and effect of the relationship. Causality. Causality suggests that a single event, the cause, always leads to another single event, the effect. The condition for causality. A necessary condition is one that must occur if the phenomenon of which it is a cause is to occur. Sufficient condition is one that is always followed by the phenomenon which is causes. In other words, if X is a sufficient condition of Y, then wherever X occur, Y will always occur. Contributory condition increase the probability that a certain phenomenon will occur, but they do not make it certain. So if library instruction were considered to be the factor likely to have the strongest effect on library use, then the other factors named, such as peer pressure, might be considered to be contributory condition, and in fact, the combination and interaction of all the relevant factors or independent variables would be probably best explain effective library use. Basis for inferring causal relationship. Evidence of concomitant variation or correlation with there are two variables indicate that the independent variable x and the independent variables or assumed effect y are associated in the way predicted by the causal hypothesis. Controlling the variables. Characteristics or capabilities are essential to the experimental research method. Virtually all the qualitative research requires the measurement of variables, but experimental research necessitates the control and manipulation of certain variables as well. Random assignment. It is a procedure used after the sample is selected, but before the experimental treatment is applied. It involves randomly assigning the subject in the total sample to the experimental and comparison group. Specific techniques used for random assignment are often essentially the same as those used for selecting random samples. Internal validity refers to the possibility that the conclusion drawn for experimental result may not accurately reflect what went on in the experiment itself. Threats to internal validity. Internal validity is crucial to the defendability of the result of an experiment and is closely related to replicability. 8 factors can jeopardize the interval null validity of experimental research. First, history or specific event, in addition to experimental treatment or variables which occur between measurement of the defendable variables. 2. Maturation or processes within the subject of rating as a function of time, such as growing older or more mature. 3. Testing or the effect of taking of tests upon the score of the subsequent testing. 4. Instrumentation or process wherein changes in the techniques used for the measurement or changes in the person making the measurement affect a second set of measurement or observation. 5. Statistical regression or the statistical phenomenon wherein extreme score obtained on a first test tend to gravitate toward the mean on subsequent tests. 6. Biases in differential selection or subject for the comparison group, if a researcher selected student for the comparison group. 7. Experimental mortality, or the differential loss of subject from the comparison group. 8. Interaction of selection and other sources of invalidity. The result of interaction can be mistaken for the effect of the experimental variable.